Welcome back to episode 44 of Off the Wall Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, joined by Matt and Kyle. Mello is not with us today. He's too busy working, other priorities. But so we have Kyle with us. What's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot. It is definitely playoff baseball time, basically. I don't know about where you guys live, but it was a chilly day today. It was nice. It was perfect playoff baseball weather. I don't know, there's just something about it.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yep.
You feel it in the air. September's almost over.
Time
Pennant
for the
races, playoff races coming down to the wire, which we'll get into in a little bit. I know Matt's going to want to talk about that, but
maybe not.
maybe not. But yeah, we have some stuff to talk about. Very exciting things going on in baseball right now, I would say. Aaron
Wow.
Judge just hit 60 home runs the other day. He's chasing Roger Maris and the AL record. Albert Pujols still 2 home runs away from 700. How do you guys feel about everything? I know how me and Kyle feel about Aaron Judge. So I'm gonna leave the floor to Matt right now as the unbiased Yankee fan.
Okay.
Non
Okay.
Yankee fan, I mean. Unbiased
Yeah.
non Yankee fan.
Yeah, I'm not a Yankees fan. Obviously it's incredible what Judge is doing. Like, I know everybody has said this a million times on every baseball podcast and video, but like it has to be said because he's having a great season, insane season. And as a Phillies fan, it's awesome to watch the fact that people like I'm 99% sure I got an ESPN or Bleacher Report notification about Judge's at bat yesterday. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. Like, that does not happen every year. So that's obviously great for the game and the fact that people are paying attention to it. And personally, yeah, I want him to beat the record, not just because it's great for baseball, but hey, to say that you were watching it or you were alive when this happened, like, that's awesome. And who knows, maybe it'd be broken again in my lifetime, but maybe not. So it's awesome to witness, and then top that off with a comeback from the Yankees, Giancarlo Stanton walk-off grand slam. I mean, sure, it's the Pirates, but hey, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, as a Phillies fan, uh, you got to take the wins you can get. I'll say that for sure. We'll get into that later, like you said. But now I want to hear the biased Yankees fandom part of it.
All right, no, Kyle, you go. You go.
Yeah, so for me, obviously 61 being one of my favorite all-time movies. It touches home a little bit, growing up a Yankee fan, I was always told to put Mickey Mantle and guys like that on a pedestal. Like, these are the guys you be, this are the guys you admire, role models, everything like that. And in my lifetime, it's Aaron Judge. So for me, if there's a Yankee that's going to break the record, I want it to be Aaron Judge. And I think he's gonna do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously this entire season with the Yankees being like the best team in baseball in the first half, 100%. Then Judge having this amazing year that he's having. Obviously, it was always in the back of your head in the beginning of the year when he was going on these crazy runs. Like, could he actually break the record? And I was like, I mean, what are the odds that he keeps this up this entire season? Pretty low. But then, as he gets closer, he finally hits 60, which ties Babe Ruth, which was Babe Ruth's highest single season home run total, which is kind of surreal to think about. Then like he really has a chance to beat Roger Maris's 61, the iconic 61 number. All of this in a contract year is insane. It really is.
As well as holding the Triple Crown at the moment. But
That too.
It's yeah, it kind of sucks because like I've seen a lot of things. People are like, oh, Triple Crown, like who actually cares about that? Because people downplay average now, of course.
yeah,
RBIs, we know that people obviously don't like that a lot. I mean, personally, I think they still matter a lot because if you're able to get it done when guys are on base, you're able to get it done when guys are on base, and that's worth something. And average, obviously, that was always worth something to me. So I'm not sure where people got that from. But like obviously Triple Crown is insane when you think of the not very many times has it been done. Like sure, if you go back to like 1895, there was a couple guys doing it a couple years in a row or something. But like just the Miguel Cabrera, the last time, whenever that was, I want to say like 2012.
Yeah, I think 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fact that it's been maybe possibly be done 2 times in our lifetime would be awesome. Like, and
Yeah.
the fact that offense as a whole is on the decrease in Major League Baseball, all offensive numbers are down, and Judge's offensive numbers are all up. Both you guys smile when I say that. Um, but yeah, it's great to see. It makes for a more fun brand of baseball.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, like the next highest second place in home runs right now is Kyle Schwarber, and he has 40. He has
There we
20
go.
less. Shout out Kyle Schwarber, but but he has 20 less or 20 more than the next best in Major League Baseball. That's absurd.
And the fact that 40 is generally like, hey, 40 home runs, that's a lot for a season.
Yeah.
And 60 now, it's like, okay, this
How many
is
more can he
obviously,
get?
yeah, this is record breaking territory.
Yeah. So yeah. But it's just it really is amazing to watch. Like every day being a Yankee fan, getting to appreciate it too. As a my baseball mind is like appreciative of it, but just getting to watch it every day as a Yankee fan and it's even better. It's crazy. But enough about Aaron Judge because that's what everyone's talking about. Albert Pujols is still sitting on 698. I hope he gets it. He better get it.
He's got to. I mean, what they got 13
Yeah, somewhere around
something around there, like a little over 2 dozen, or not 2 dozen, 8 dozen
there.
games left in the season. Obviously, he's looking for lefties to hit
Yeah,
against. So, you would think that he can get 2 home runs in two weeks, maybe.
I hope.
I don't know. I don't think that's being super optimistic because he had 2 in a game not that long ago, right?
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
we can see it. I
Yeah,
want to see it, obviously.
I think, I think somehow, some way it's gonna happen. It better.
Yeah, I mean it'd be disappointing if he got 699.
If he was on 699, I'm sure this is like a viral clip of Jake Arrieta in a podcast saying um if Pujols was at 699, like they're talking about if he was pitching, like what would he do? And he said he would just strictly like give him my best fastball, but I would just strictly give him fastballs.
That's fair. That's fair. Because it's I don't know. I feel like you lose credibility if you're giving him BP in a
Yeah,
game.
imagine.
If even if it's in a game that doesn't matter, it's still kind of like this is Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
So
I don't know. I hope we're rooting for both of them to get it, obviously, because that would be an incredible uh, MLB season. Pujols 700, Judge 62. Hopefully it happens. But next up on the docket to talk about yesterday, this was Joey Votto walking around at the Reds game. Obviously, he's out for the season. He had a season-ending injury. I forget exactly, shoulder maybe, whatever it was. He's out for the season. But yesterday, he was just roaming around in the stands at the Reds game, talking to fans, taking pictures, just hanging out. Like that was the coolest thing.
it is amazing. Like I put it into my perspective as a Phillies fan, just thinking of whoever,
Yeah,
like perennial great wise, Bryce Harper, just wandering around in the stadium, just like, hey, what's up, guys? Sitting down, taking in the game, taking pics, like you said. That's awesome that he's not above that per se, like that
yeah,
he's willing to like, hey, these are the fans, these are the people that essentially they pay the bills for us, that they are the ones who give me this opportunity to play baseball professionally and just thank them a little bit and give back to them a little bit. So I think it's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, for Joey Votto, he's been one of my favorite players as a baseball fan. Growing up, just watching him play, he's been so consistent and he's been so loyal too. It just he's the epitome of a loyal dude in the sport. It's been great to see, and I think he's just been a different guy ever since downloading TikTok at the beginning of the season. He's just he's been more fun. He's been more interactive. It's been cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like kind of letting loose. He realizes like it's the end of his career and he's like, man, whatever. Like kind of
Yeah.
but every story I've ever heard about Joey Votto, like he just seems like an awesome guy.
Hmm.
I mean, and you can, like Kyle said, you can sort of tell by his loyalty. Like, he's not hopping around from teams, even though the Reds completely suck, but he's always stayed with them. And even now, like, giving back to the fans just seems like he's an overall great dude.
Yeah. And all those kids that were in like the stands like had no idea obviously that Joey Votto was gonna do that. But for them to, like imagine you're sitting down, you look over and you see like Joey Votto just walking down the steps like next to your seats. Like that would be insane. As
Person,
a
I
younger
think
kid, but don't go.
I think my first thought would be like, oh, that's got to be a guy that just happens to look just like Joey Votto.
Right.
Like you saw, I don't know if you guys saw last year, that Aaron Rodgers lookalike in the crowd at Green Bay looks exactly
Yeah.
like him. I would be like, okay, there goes some guy who looks like Joey Votto or looks
Yeah.
like whoever. Wouldn't think anything about it, but I
Yeah.
guess maybe if you were a Reds fan and realize he's out for the season and that I don't know. I guess he doesn't spend any time in the dugout then. I don't know. Or
Well,
maybe just for this game,
I think they usually do spend time in the dugout, but like what is he really gonna offer in the dugout?
yeah, and just taking up seeds and gum. So
So yeah, I'm thinking like if you're a Reds fan or any other fan, you should probably go to some games before the end of the season. Maybe another injured player will roam around the stadium and say hi to you. You could take a picture maybe. But
yeah,
but I think if you go to a game, you're gonna have to buy some tickets from SeatGeek.
really. SeatGeek?
Yeah, I think SeatGeek's the best way just because, we can save you some money. Save $20 off using code ATD. Go to any game, concert if you want. Maybe listen to some music. Go see Harry Styles. I know he's performing a lot of places right now. Go see Harry Styles or go see Joey Votto roaming the stands. I don't know. Go see anything and use code ATD for $20 off.
Exactly. Win-win. You
Yeah.
get to go see a game, and you get to
Or
save some money.
or a
Well, I
concert.
guess it's double win concert. Maybe you're going
Football
to
game?
NFL games. Yeah, college
And
football,
yeah,
anything. Yeah. I mean, hey,
just
whatever works for you, and we're trying to help you out, get you there a little bit cheaper. You can spend that money on food or whatever else.
Maybe even witness some history, pull host and judge.
Yeah.
maybe. Maybe if
No.
you want to do that too. That's a good idea. But all right, what's up next on the docket here?
Okay. And a wild card.
Oh yeah, your time to talk.
I don't know that I want to talk about it a lot, but I think we need to. Okay. As a Phillies fan, I am slightly worried. Slightly worried. It's not panic mode. I'm a little bit worried. The Phillies um walked off the Blue Jays last night. I
Yeah,
was watching that game live. That was epic. But they got smoked the day before that, 18-11, and got swept by the Braves right before that.
yeah,
So it puts them currently 2.5 games up over the Brewers. Um, Plus they have the tiebreaker because if they were tied, the Phillies would get the tiebreaker. So basically 3.5 games up. Um, Phillies have another series with the Braves. Tough. That's tough because you just got swept by them. And obviously the Braves are still playing meaningful games.
yeah.
So they're not going to slow up. And the Braves are on an incredible heater right now, too. Everything's going wrong for the Phillies. The Brewers are playing the Cubs, too, soon.
Yeah, and
Or the Reds. The Reds. I think they're playing the Reds now. So does not help anymore. Only good news for the Phillies. We play the Cubs and the Nationals next week, and then end the season with Houston. So those last 3 games are going to be tough, to
Yeah,
say the least. Unless Houston's resting, I don't know. It's possible, but
maybe.
with them winning the division, I
And
guess they'll be the number 1 seed, right?
they'll be
So
a
they'll
number
have a
one seed.
bye.
They have like a pretty healthy lead over the Yankees right now for the
Yeah,
number one seed, so I could potentially see them resting
like at
some guys.
least not throwing Verlander, like Lance McCullers, uh, Frammer or Kitty.
Maybe.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't know.
Phillies' sake. But yeah, and how am I feeling? I'm a little nervous. 2.5 of 3 games. That's a decent lead with
Comfortable-ish.
air
Yeah.
quotes. Yeah, yeah. It's borderline. And when you're playing the Cubs and Nationals next week, Phillies have dominated the Nationals this year. I think most teams have, to be fair. But it makes you feel a little bit better at least.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like when well, they just got swept by the Braves, so it's hard to say like anything about the Phillies just because I mean, playing the Braves is a very tough matchup, but they have to really, really focus on winning the games that they should. With these bad teams coming up, like you said, every single win matters, and they need to figure it out because 2 games is not good enough. It's a series win. If they get swept by 3 and the Brewers win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, whatever it is, they're right there now.
Yeah. So the Brewers have 4 against the Reds, and then 2 against the Cardinals, and then 3 against the Marlins and 3 against the D-backs. So, yeah, pretty easy looking schedule for the Brewers for the most part.
Yeah.
But Phillies do have the lead, and I feel good. Just curious, what do you guys think? Who do you think? Ignore the fact that I'm a Phillies fan and you guys know me. So, if you just as your unbiased opinion, Bobby, go ahead first.
Okay. I think they get in. I do. I I really do think they get in. How much are they? Where's the Padre? How much are the Padres up?
I think a game or two actually. It might
Because
be 2.5.
because I had originally said that
One
the
and a half. One
okay,
and a half.
there's a chance that the Padres don't even make. They could they could kind of collapse
It's possible. Taking
if
a
the
look at
Brew.
their schedule here quick. So they have one against the Cardinals are playing right now. Then 3 against the Rockies, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the White Sox, and 3 at home versus San Francisco to end the season.
It's not easy.
No, Dodgers and White Sox definitely not. Rockies, it's in Colorado. Rockies play actually really good in Colorado.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But my original, maybe a few weeks ago, someone had asked if what my 3 NL card teams were, and I said Braves, Phillies, and who am I saying? Brewers. I thought the Padres might choke. I don't know about that now. I do think the Phillies are going to get in. I feel confident.
Okay.
It's going to be a red October in
Here we go.
Philly. Kyle, are you confident or what? Let's hear it.
Um, I think at the end of the day, the Phillies do also get in.
Oh,
I am glad that you brought up the Padres because I do think that they are going to collapse. They are not playing a good brand of baseball right now. Juan Soto has been underwhelming to say the least. That team 1 through 9 has not been performing. And I think the Phillies will take care of business when they have to. I'm not saying that they're gonna, win the series against the Braves, but I will say I think they're gonna go on a tear next week and take down the teams that they should.
yeah.
I mean, team has the firepower for it. I wouldn't see why not. So I'm gonna stick with my guess and my prediction, and I really do think the Phillies are gonna get in.
Here we go. You guys made me feel at least a little bit better. Um, yeah, I'm feeling good. I feel like they'll make it in. I didn't really think about the Padres missing, but I guess it is a real possibility.
Yeah,
Um, it is a 3-team race. Obviously, the Brewers playing catch up, but
yeah.
it's all three are in play to make. You can see scenarios where all three make or all three miss. So
I don't know.
it'll make for a fun extra or last week and a half of baseball here.
Yeah, because that's really the only race, division, or wild card in baseball that's really still in question. Like AL
AL
Central,
Central,
I think it's like
sort
five
of.
games.
Yeah, the White Sox are sort of holding out hope that they can catch fire,
Yeah,
but
but everyone else, it's like even
it's
AL
just
East is 6.5, I think, right now.
It is
basically
6.5.
set. Yeah,
Yeah,
and AL wild card is just about seeding at this point.
yeah, because
So
the Orioles are the first team out, I think, like the fourth team or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of this is the only race that really has some excitement to it that will come down to the wire. It obviously if the Brewers still keep up and all that, but I don't know. It's
I'm
usually
here
more
for it.
exciting. I feel like the races are more exciting than this.
Well, yeah, if you look at it, like most of the divisions, like Dodgers have a huge lead.
Yeah,
Astros
Yeah.
have a pretty big lead, at least over the Mariners. And then you get to the Central, and uh, not Cubs, Cardinals have a pretty decent lead.
yeah.
And then in the East, uh, Yankees, it's a decent size lead.
Well,
I
what's
would feel really comfortable.
what's Braves and Mets right
I'm
now? I feel like I should know
I'm
this.
thinking it's a game or two,
Yeah, I actually
but
forgot about that.
I can't say for sure. Trying to take a look here. But
Oh, it's one
yeah,
game. Never mind.
one game.
Forgot about
Okay.
that. I forgot about that one. Sorry.
Well, it's close, but obviously both of them are locked into a playoff spot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they're
But
not really
having that
sweating it
first
out.
round bye is very important
It
this,
is.
especially this season. So, like winning that division is so much like it's crazy important this year because then you don't have to play that stupid 3-game series wild card, 3-game wild card series.
Yeah, and waste all your pitchers on that. Because obviously, no duh, Matt. But yeah, if you lose those games, you're out. So you have to use your good pitchers. There's no
Yeah,
anticipating and saying, hey, we're saving them for the next series because you can't save them. You have to use them.
right.
So, and obviously, when you're working with a team like the Mets and their big three, like DeGrom, Scherzer, whoever it would be in that third spot, Bassett, I don't
Bassett
know.
probably, I would think, yeah.
Uh, you don't want to waste them and then have to use them in the next series.
Or
Obviously, ideally, like you said, got to go for the 1 seed.
yeah, those games are gonna matter to the Braves, like playing the Phillies next week too. Or that's
Yeah.
next week you said, right?
It's
Or two
starting
weeks?
today.
Oh, well,
Starting
never
today.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
next week is their easier part of the schedule. That's what it was.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Um, we haven't talked about this in a while, and I guess we could wrap up on this because I don't really know what else. We don't really have anything else, right? On the
I don't
docket
think
here.
so.
Okay. We haven't talked about this in a while. Matt, what's your stance on AL MVP?
Uh, I don't know. We posted something about it yesterday, a nice graphic about comparing the stats. And there were so many comments, or I know like at least 30 plus people liked Melo's comment about this isn't even a debate anymore. It's tough. It really comes down to like, well, how do you define most valuable player? Like,
Right.
does team success matter? If team success does not matter, I'm sorry. Shohei is the most valuable player in all of baseball. He's doing what was it? We saw a stat. I think Jeff Passan posted.
Oh yeah. That was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and it
Was
was
it?
showing 4 players, the stats of 4 players, but 2 of the players were Shohei Ohtani, his offensive stats and
Yeah.
his pitching stats, and then the 2 other players was an elite pitcher and an elite
It
hitter.
was Max Fried and I forget who the other person. It was someone great, good. I forget who it
Yeah.
was.
And just
Yeah.
to point that he's doing all that. Now, obviously, like we just said, we started the podcast off by saying about Judge's historic season. You can't ignore that. So if I had to vote today, I think I'm voting Judge. Okay.
You're also being
But
safe because of who you're talking to right now.
no, I ain't afraid of these Yankee boys here. So um I don't know. It sucks because they both deserve it, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like last year's. So
Yeah. Like me and Kyle had talked about this. I forget if it was probably on our Yankees podcast. Like I don't know how close it's actually going to be. Because you hear fans of both sides that are set on their side and they're not coming off no matter what happens the rest of the season. And then you have fans in the middle that I would say I would consider like your explanation right there more in the middle. And I
oh,
was yeah,
definitely, yeah.
well, it definitely was, yeah. And you have some fans like that, but the outspoken ones that are definitely on their side already are extremely outspoken and passionate about how they feel. So, but I'm just very curious as to how the actual voters feel. If it's very close, I wouldn't be surprised. And then if Judge wins by a lot, I wouldn't be surprised also. Like I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Mm. Kyle, what do you think?
So obviously you know whose side I'm on. But I'm not going to discredit Shohei Ohtani for a single thing that he's doing because what he's doing we have never seen before. But I look at it this way: if the season that Aaron Judge puts up right now is not going to beat out Shohei Ohtani, then you might as well give Shohei Ohtani the MVP award every single year that he plays in in Major League Baseball. If Judge is going to go out there, finish with close to the Triple Crown, if not the Triple Crown, as well as breaking the American League home run record, if that's not beating Shohei Ohtani's pitching and hitting, then I don't know what will. And
Yeah,
if that's the case, then you might as well give it to Ohtani every single year.
yeah,
That's just the way I look at it.
So Shohei was the unanimous MVP last year, and Vladdy Jr. had a pretty good, like it was an elite offensive season.
yeah.
It wasn't Aaron Judge level
No,
quite. He hit 48 home runs, hit 311, 401 on base percentage, and a 601 slugging. So not quite the same numbers. They're a little worse than Judge's this year, but still, Shohei got 100% of the vote.
and this year Shohei is definitely having a better year than last year. He's pitching a lot more. His pitching is a
He's
lot better.
his pitching better. His home runs, he has a few less home runs, but
Right.
still, I feel like the voters might lean. I don't know,
I have no
but
idea.
there's the whole narrative though behind Judge, like historic season, breaking the record, and if he doesn't win MVP, it kind of seems like it's wrong.
Right. Yeah, I said this a while back too, and I don't know if this is like no one would ever admit to this. I think I said it on here that if Judge breaks the record, no matter what happens, like he'll win MVP, and then if he didn't, then he wasn't going to. Like I think the 61 to 62 matters, or even the 60. Like being in the 60s, obviously there now, but I think like just a couple home runs more or less like matters just for the looks of it. And I don't
I
think
think
it
that's
should, but
fair.
like yeah,
Yeah, I mm, I'm excited to see what happens,
yeah, I'm kind of
and
nervous
even like to see the voting, like how it all plays out, like who gets what votes. So
because you know the New York writers are gonna vote for Judge. You know the LA writers are gonna vote for Shohei. I just think it all the middle people are just I don't know. I don't know. The Ben
See,
Verlanders
well,
of the
and
world who are like very
no,
passionate about Ohtani and stuff. Like I really have no
and
idea.
and how Matt said earlier, like, do you bring team success into it?
Hmm.
Because the thing is, if you do, then Judge wins it.
Right.
And I also look at it as I see, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big war guy, right? I
Yeah.
love my war stat. So for me, like if you take Judge off of the Yankees, I can guarantee you, I don't know what, Bobby, you think maybe third or fourth place in the AL East?
Um, I'm maybe like third right now. I
And you
would say
take
that.
Otani off of the Angels, they're still bottom of the cellar.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change much. If you have Trout and Otani, I mean, you got to do something. But
But
either way, I
just
look
to
at it
play
as,
devil's advocate on that argument real quick.
yeah,
If you put Shohei on the Yankees instead of Judge, where are they? Do you think they're worse or better?
this might be my bias kicking in, but I think they're going to be worse by a little bit. Not much, but
Oh.
I still think they're going to be worse. I
See,
do.
personally, I would have to say they're going to be better because I know the Yankees starting pitching it's been pretty good,
Yeah.
Hmm.
solid. Um, but obviously a guy like Shohei being your second or third starter,
Well, this year he would probably be the best.
He'd slide
eh,
in.
first or second, they might have to give it to Cole
I'd put it over
just
Cole.
because.
No, no, his stats. No, I'm saying him statistically this year he would be the best pitcher on the Yankees.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
If you ask me who I want for the next 6 years,
Yeah.
I'm taking Judge
Yeah,
because
yeah, of course.
I don't think Otani's going to be able to keep this up. That's I don't know, just me. But
well, maybe we'll see you on freezing cold takes in 5 years.
now, okay, here. Now I don't think he's going to be able to do both. Is what I'm saying. I'm not
Like
saying he's not going to be an elite
Yeah.
player because he's going to be. I just don't think he's going to be able to put up the numbers that he is right now on both sides of the plate, or I'm sorry, on both pitching
yeah.
and offense. In the next few years, I think I just don't think he can keep up the elite on both ends.
I mean,
But now,
it's
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like Otani's not, elite.
trying to
Uh,
backtrack right now.
yeah, that could have been taken the wrong way, but yes, I just yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens when the voters and with the voters in a few weeks. You guys have any final thoughts?
I'm here for the Red October. Here we go, Philly. We're in this. You guys don't know the pain. Come on. I mean, you've been in the playoffs a lot. Phillies haven't been in the playoffs for a little while now, so
We've also seen a lot of heartbreaks though.
you've seen a lot of crushing of the Minnesota Twins too. So
You're right. You're right, man. I'll give you that one.
so Phillies have been down for a while, and spending all that money, it'd be a disappointment if they
That's true.
don't make the
Yeah,
playoffs. So, but
That's
yeah,
I
true.
feel for you,
I'm
man.
here for it. I'm here for the good baseball.
Kyle, anything?
No, hope Judge hits 62 this series, but other than that, that's my final thoughts.
No, he will hit 62 this series, and we're ending it on that. And Pujols too. Both of them doing it
Yeah,
this
there we
year.
go. There we
Yes,
go.
as well as Pujols.
There you go. All right, see you guys next week. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.